y'all, it's Benze here. I am back. Cheers, boo 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 woo woo to consistency. I'm back with another video. This is my second video within what 3 days. Outside of my little YouTube shorts, because I am on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok at Benze So Funny, BenzeSoFunny. Because I be on there cutting up. It's a key. You can see some of my TikToks on my shorts. Those been going up too. So every time I upload, I'm gonna just upload here too, I guess. But we will have a story time on Wednesday. So if you see the same outfit, because I'm about to film that right after I film this. So if you see the same outfit on Wednesday, there'll be a story time for that. Not for that, but on Wednesday. And then there will be another story time on Friday. So for right now, story times is going to be Wednesdays and Fridays. And I'm going to watch Chrisean and Blueface tonight, and we're going to see what it's giving. If it's giving something, that'll be uploaded tomorrow on Monday. Yeah. So for right now, Mondays are Zeus days. Because I will be doing Baddies West for sure. Chrisean and Blueface, I don't really know, but this is the day that he, Blueface, knocked Chrisean daddy bubbles out his brain, scramble his egg, baby, IHOP style. So we gonna see what the tea is about that. And Chrisean jumped in. Now, little Chrisean, baby, if you jumped in and your man beat up your daddy, even though your daddy did fire his ass up first, you wrong, baby, period. But anyways, so today is going to be a little bit of a different video. Today is going to be about how I moved from California to Dallas. And I'm going to give a couple of tips. So basically, it's going to be about how I did it. I'm going to touch on a few topics. And then I'm going to give some advice if I have some pointers, or maybe you could have done something better than what I did. So yeah, let's just get right on into the video. Okay, so the topics that we're going to touch on are the more obvious ones. So financing and living situation, and also employment. So I moved in September of 2022. So September of this year, it's been a little over 3 months. Excuse me if y'all hear something, because my neighbors is getting into it next door. I don't know if she's getting into it with her child, but she been over there yelling for about the past hour or two since I got home from Walmart. And sure, you need to pipe it down. But anyways, I moved from Bakersfield, California, which is about 90 miles north of Los Angeles. And I moved in September of 2022. So it's been a little over 3 months for me. And the reason why I moved was things just weren't going good for me in California. I was just getting into so much. I was so depressed. I had gained almost 100 pounds. And I just was not happy there. So I just decided to move. And since I have moved, this is the longest that I have consistently worked a job every single day without calling out. And I don't know how long. This is the longest that I have went without drinking since I've been 21. This is the longest that I've stayed consistent with the gym and a diet. So it was just a good change for me, because I wasn't around people, places, and things that made it easier for me to get off my grind. But anyways, we could go ahead and start touching on the topics. So the first one would obviously be finances. So what I would recommend is that you do save up at least a couple of thousand, at least. I mean, if you can, I would try to save up a couple grand, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2,500. At least think about deposit money and think about first month's rent. I would go ahead and try to get that out of the way first, and the money that you need to get there. So what I did was I lived with my mom for the last 2 months before I moved here. And I just saved. And once I got an appropriate amount, that's when I went ahead and started looking. I originally wanted to leave in June as soon as my lease was up. But obviously that didn't happen. So I moved in September, which worked out just fine for me. But anyways, So I would just recommend having your finances together because it makes it easier. But of course, if you feel like you just need to get up and go, I mean, at least have some employment first, which is, I guess, what we could talk about next. So I started looking for jobs probably a few weeks before I knew that I was coming. I started applying for jobs a couple of months prior, but when I knew for sure, okay, this is for sure exactly what I'm gonna do, I started looking for jobs. So I did find a job right before I left. I had an interview. As soon as I got here, I had an in-person interview that next morning. So I drove in on a Thursday, and I got here Thursday the morning at like maybe 5 a.m. And by I think 2 or 3 p.m. I was having my first interview and I was hired. I didn't start until the next month. So I got here September 9th. I didn't start working until October 18th, but I had already saved up enough money to pay my rent and bills for September, and also pay my rent for October. So I would recommend trying to get a job somewhere you could go through these temp agencies. They hire like that, and you could get you a job and you could apply today and start next week. But I would recommend having a job, or at least having some interviews lined up, just so that you could be on the safe side to know that when you do get there, if you haven't saved up enough to pay at least a month in advance, that you'll at least be looking forward to something. Because your leasing company, if you do decide to just jump into your own place, they will definitely look out for you. Dallas is a help us help you type of city. The Dallas-Fort Worth area, I should say, because it's Dallas, Fort Worth, completely different. Don't think if you move to Fort Worth, or you move to Irving, or you move to Euless, or you move to North Richland Hills, or Louisville, or anything like that, do not think, baby, that's Dallas. Because, baby, Dallas is 30 minutes that way. And you go have to take a drive. So you definitely want to try to figure out where you're going to stay first, because you want to definitely try to figure out if you can find you a job as close to where you live, or if you're going to be looking like me, driving 30-something minutes to work every single day in traffic. But yeah, definitely you have 1,000 freaking employers out here. I personally was looking on Indeed, and then I looked into some staffing agencies. And once I actually got here, I looked into some staffing agencies. And then I was looking on Dallas Jobs. It was like a little Facebook group. So I would look into that first and just try to get you a job if you don't have your finances fully together yet. Just try to have you a job when you get here. You can figure the rest out later, as long as that money is rolling through. So the next thing would be your living situation. So it's nothing wrong with coming here and not having anywhere to stay. It's nothing wrong with getting you a little weekly, monthly hotel. Most of the hotels run about $700 to $800 a month. And there's a good one in Louisville, it's in Louisville, and they start off at about, I think it's like $248 a week, and I think it's like $800 a month. That's what I was looking into, because I was like, if I don't have a place by the time it's time for me to go, then I'm just gonna have to stay in the hotel for a couple of weeks until I figure it out. But definitely look into some places. So it's two different types of places you can get in Dallas, or in the DFW area. You can get a place that is up to your standards, or you can swallow your pride. So if you are swallowing your pride, maybe your credit isn't all the way there, maybe your finances isn't all the way there, maybe you just need something quick, then you'll figure it out next year. I would look on Dallas, Second Chance. I think it's called Second Chance Housing Dallas. It's a website you can go and you can apply. They send you a list of low credit accepting apartments, deposit helping apartments. They send you a whole list of stuff that will help you get into housing quicker, or to fit your budget and to fit your financial standards and your credit standards. Because you don't want to be applying because, baby, in Dallas, get prepared to pay an application fee I think it's called an administrative fee in that deposit and that first month's rent. So baby, the application fee is gonna range you from $50 to $75. The administrative fee is going to range you anywhere from about $100 to $250. That deposit is gonna range you anywhere between $300 to the full first month's rent. And the first month's rent is gonna range you if you want a 1 bedroom. If you wanna, if you swallow your pride, you could probably find one for about $900. But if you try to be a little nicer, maybe like what I have, where you got some hardwood floors, you got a big room with a big walk-in closet, you could get up with paying like $1,100-$1,200. But if you try to be bougie that girl, get prepared to go ahead and pay $1,400 or more for a 1 bed. So definitely do some research, look into the areas. I wouldn't recommend, but it's completely up to you. I wouldn't recommend South Dallas. I wouldn't recommend Fort Worth because they call it murder worth. They call it unaliver worth. I wouldn't recommend that, but that's completely up to you. I would recommend places like north of Dallas, certain parts of Irving, certain parts of Arlington. Me personally, I stay in the mid-cities area, so I live in Bedford, Texas. I would recommend Bedford, Hearst, Euless, North Richland Hills, any of the Colleyville area. If you that girl, maybe you could stay in South Lake. Louisville is okay. Capel is okay as well. Actually, Coppell is a pretty good area. But where else? It's a lot of good places in Dallas, actually, in the DFW area. It's a lot of good places. So you can find something somewhere that can fit you. But yeah, I would look into Second Chance Housing or get on our lovely Good Girl Facebook, and she will give you all the tea that you need to know. Call around. They're very much willing to work with you. There's a lot of apartments. Canopy on Central in Bedford. Not the apartments that I live into, so don't try to come knock at my door trying to figure out who the doll is. But Canopy on Central in Bedford. Redbird Lane Apartments, which is for the girls that will get you in like this. But baby, you might have a creepy crawler crawling up the wall right there while you're trying to do a video. So, hey, to each his own. And then there's, of course, there's project housing, just for the girls that are just trying to make a change and aren't, trying to live above their means. But that's pretty much it. Definitely, you just want to have everything together. Now, for the questions or the things that I figured out that I didn't know before is insurance. It's high as hell. Baby, insurance, full coverage, be prepared to spend about $250 to $300 a month, especially if you're a young driver. I'm 21. I drive a 2019 Nissan Maxima, and I paid $200, mind you. When I was in California, I was paying $79 a month. I moved to Dallas, and I paid $200 a month, baby. Baby, I was paying, on August 21st, I paid $70-something, 80-something. Baby, on September 22nd, he started paying $200 worth of car insurance. So, baby, don't play. Either keep that car insurance from where you at, or, baby, go ahead and get ready to up that check, because they gonna ask for it because they want it. And they want all their money in coins. They do. Another thing is piggybacking off insurance, traffic. Baby, traffic. Every day that I have lived here and had to drive from my home to work or from my house to Dallas, there has been an accident either on my way there or on my way back, causing parking lot traffic. So if you don't live directly in an area where you don't have the freeway to freeway, I would definitely recommend keeping your car insurance up to date. Keep it paid because, baby, there is a chance. I just got into a fender bender, my first fender bender last week. Some lady hit me and she tried to run. And of course, I chased her down. So, baby, keep your car insurance current. And Miss Mamas didn't want to get into it because Shorty had that car insurance and she knew it was about to go up. And it was a fender bender and she literally didn't even know nothing on my car. But because she tried to run, I went ahead and contacted that insurance. Because, baby, don't play with me because I'm not one of those in AIDS. But I would recommend definitely try to move somewhere where you don't have to go freeway to freeway to get to where you want to go, and to try to find a job where you can take the streets. Because, baby, it takes me 20 minutes to get to work if there is no traffic at all. But since there's never no traffic, it takes me 30 to 35 minutes every single day. If you want to work a 9 to 5, unless you work overnight. But shoot, even then on a Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, Thursday too, baby, you're gonna sit in traffic and it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be stop and go. Then you're gonna go for a little bit, it's gonna stop somewhere up down the road, and then you're gonna go a little bit, it's gonna stop somewhere again. So definitely be prepared. Other finances, so gas is super, super cheap out here. I have to put 91 premium in my car, and the gas for me is $2.99. That was the cheapest I've seen. I just went in and got gas yesterday. It was $2.99. So it's very, very affordable right now. PG&E, my apartment offers PG&E through them. So they just charge me a certain amount every month, and they just include that in my rent. So you could also get an all bills paid apartment, which definitely helps you out a lot. So, but PG&E is standard. From what I've heard, it's standard to every other city, just how much you use. But yeah, look into companies like that. So something else I would recommend is like fun. So fun places that you can go to that are kind of touristy, but they're also really, really fun places is you could go to Deep Ellum, of course, if you are a person of color. Of course, people that aren't of color go there as well, but it's very, very black. It's very, very pro-black, and it's very, very old, early 90s. Not early 90s, early 1900s. It's very, very Black Panther-ish. It's very, very Malcolm X-ish, very, very Martin Luther King-ish. But it's just a long strip, just full of bars on either side, bars and clubs and tattoo parlors. Super, super fun. A lot of fun. I will insert some videos from when I went there when I first got here. There's a lot of food spots. I recommend this spot in Dallas called Sweet Georgia Brown's. It is a soul food spot in Baby Bussin'. A place in Arlington is called Southern Eats. And there is also a really, really low key but fire, cheap drinks that's gonna get you buzzing. They shots, double shots, baby. You take 2 of those and you be done. I don't know what it's called, but it's in the same parking lot as Southern Eats. But I would definitely try to look at your area because I got really, really lucky living in Bedford. Everything is right here. So literally, I walk across the street, boom, I'm gonna run into a whole parking mall full of restaurants. There's a movie theater. I go down the street a little bit further to the left. It's a Big Lots, a Dollar General, restaurants. To the other side is a Walmart, restaurants, clothing places, everything that I'm looking for. There's staffing agencies, everything. You go down the street a little bit more to the left, it's a Kroger. You go right, you go all the way down, there's the big super Walmart. I'm about to call the proper authorities in a second because I'm trying to film. But yeah, so then that's down one way. I go the other way. The mall is down there. There's another movie theater, clothing places, everything. There's another Walmart, there's a Target that way. Everything you want to get somewhere where everything is easily accessible, especially if you don't have a car, because Ubers are not cheap and they want all their money. DoorDash is not cheap, honey. They want all their coins. So definitely want to research the area that you're moving in and move somewhere that's easily accessible. You don't want to move to bum F in the middle of nowhere where the next thing is a mile away. So you definitely just want to pay attention to the area that you are considering, because you don't want to be in Bump, Maryland, and the gas station is a half mile down the road, and you one person like me who, if you look at your mileage and you got 5 miles left, you're like, I'm gonna just go home. And then boom, next thing you know, you running out of gas on the side of the road because you didn't make it. Or you don't want to move somewhere, and if you need to run to Walmart real quick, it's a 10-15 minute drive. Or you got to get on the freeway and sit in traffic just to run to Walmart to get some maxi pads or whatever, or some rubbers. You want to make sure that it's somewhere that is very easily accessible. And if you are a young person and you on social media and you are an influencer like I'm trying to be, definitely this is the spot, because you can get out. Nobody is rude. Everybody is willing to help you. You can ask for help from your peers and they will gladly assist you. So you can definitely mingle. Don't be on you got to be on the defense, because people out here aren't like that. Most places that you go to where people are looking, more than likely they want to speak. And I had to get over that as well. People out here are very friendly. They are very nice. They are very sweet. So when you get out here, don't have a chip on your shoulder. Don't create a negative reputation for yourself, because this is somewhere where you could go and be a completely new start. I could probably 10 to 15 people from my city that I know that live out here, and we don't even cross paths. Not at the gas station, not at the Walmart, not at the Quick Trip, not at at Fuzzy's, not at anywhere. We don't cross paths because this city is so big. Well, this intermediate city is, or this whole DFW area is so big that I live all the way over here, and somebody live all the way over in Garland, somebody live all the way in South Dallas, somebody live in far North Dallas, somebody live in Coppell. I don't see anybody. My sister lives right here in Bedford, less than a half a mile away from me, and I don't ever run into her. So you are going to be known as the person that you create. So you are going to be known as a vibe. There's not going to be anybody that could be around that could spread some business about you that somebody could go spread to somebody else, because you are who you present yourself as. So if you present yourself as a butthole, as rude, as messy, as shady, as catty, that's what is going to be known about you. But if you present yourself as chill, not being messy, you just doing you working. Sometimes you go out because the gay district, we do have a really, really cool gay district out here. I've never been to a gay club before, but I went to one here. It's called Lava, and I'm hooked. I was twerking bussy popping on the handstand, da da da. Da 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 da. It's called Lava, baby, and I was bussy popping, okay? Boochie cat popping. It was, and it was given, and it was, and I got some numbers. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's go to something that I do want to touch on. Dating out here, baby. For me, it's not tea. It's not tea. Have I had some experiences? I have. We will get story times on that soon. But dating out here is not tea. You really, really have to cipher through a lot of negatives and get to the positives, because it's a lot of funk fakers out here. So they fake like they got all this motion, like they got this, they got that, and the whole time they raggedy, broke bums, live with their baby mama half the time. When they get kicked out, they want to come stay with you. So you just have to cipher through a lot of BS to get to the goal at the end of the rainbow, but you'll eventually find it. But other than that, I really don't know what to touch on. You just have to come see for yourself. I definitely recommend this over Houston, over Atlanta. Those were my other two choices. It was either going to be here, Houston, Atlanta, or possibly Charlotte, North Carolina. And I chose here, and I'm very, very happy with my choice. I feel like I made a very, very good, safe, positive choice for me as a person. And yeah, so definitely check it out. You just have to come see for yourself. If you are thinking about moving here, if you can, if you do have the finances to fly out here and look at things and look at apartments and look at and go get jobs and everything like that, you can. But if not, DFW definitely has all the resources for you to do everything from your current city and get out here and get it all done. I literally arrived here at I got to Texas at like 5 a.m. I got home around 10. I got to this complex around 10 a.m., signed my lease, got my keys to my apartment, and I was there. So it's that easy. And 2 days later, my furniture and stuff was arriving. So it's that easy for you to be successful here. But it's just what you make it. If you don't work, it's because you don't want to work. Because baby, jobs is coming like this because they desperate. They desperate. So it's definitely what you make it. Your Dallas-Fort Worth experience is going to be what you make it. If you get into the wrong crowd, you will have the wrong experience. If you move accordingly, you will have an according experience. But it's completely up to you. So take from this video what you will. If you have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I will be checking my comments like a mad dog because it's only 6 of y'all, so I don't have nothing to do but check comments. And that's it for this video, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. And don't forget to charge that nigga text up front.